hadamadin ila nyantolum preji kendomi annun ji senawo adabe hadamadun la baluwole kon annun hadamadun ka fengo fen dundi akono kono ayanda ke ku senawol ay ke kuti mi yalla ko ata hadamadun mantora madum one stop water solutions limited ibi janne gambia banko kan annun ye fitarole natal mi yalla ko isala jiol kende andi anu isa senen inatale pour ka ji kendo ji senawo natale gambia banko kan jio mi yalla ko atal mantora la annun jio diata ba one stop water solutions limited ye fitarole natal mi yalla ko alse muna fanganola alla pompol isala jiol tenteng ya senendi coming alla fala nyame naketa pompoti bang abo holo fo nawek la pipe wala a filter sifa o sifa one stop solutions ya natalele 10-inch filter set of 3 ya sotalele filter mi yalla ko acidiota aya tenteng natara bankole ba kono fa kenyo wala kankan be bije sa be bon filter fana member ko 12-inch set of 3 filter mi yalla ko acidiota aya dada aya senendi mense beta alla jata kendato fana sotale CTO block carbon filter o fana mu filter mi yalla ko asi chemical o bonnino jiol konole mense beta alla jata kendaya filter member ko CTO block carbon mense jiola chemical o be bondi akono pour kala jata kendaya sahen nim filter sabol be kiliwo kilina pansundoku na wata tankol fana sotale kabirim 500 5000 fokata 10000 liters plumbing fittings fana be mol bulle alsemol tarano sukuta highway mariama kunda johnson wala isimol kumandi 505 5691 796 8272 one stop water limited solutions inatale ka jikuo be sonende gambia banko.
Good morning, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to This Morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. It's good to be here. We miss you so much. And I have my colleague with me. Yes.
Thank you very much, Balde.
Welcome to This Morning, Ali.
Thank you so much, Balde. It's good to be here.
How have you been? I know you've been very busy with this nomination. I've seen the job. It's a good job, Ali.
Thank you so much.
It was very professional.
Thank you.
So we are back again on another edition of This Morning. And today, we'll be doing this show without my lady, Jennifer Sonko. I hope she's having a very good time in the UK.
She must be.
Yes, and I'll just take you through the program guide today. We'll be having the African proverb and, of course, social issues. We'll have the verdict of the IEC, and we'll also have an IEC representative here, Pama Khan, Director of Communication, IEC. And of course, we'll also do the newspaper review. And our only Mr. Ade Drame will be here. And we also have what we call the Community Watch Polio vaccine. Mbainjai, Ministry of Health, will be here to discuss that. It's very important. And we'll also have what we call the Click segment, and Buba Fati will be here. And it's very important for us to take a look at this program today, because for a very long, almost 2 weeks, we didn't do this program, Aliu.
Almost a week.
Almost a week now.
A week now.
Yes. Well, I am already forgetting now. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll take a short commercial break, and after the break, the program continues. We'll be back.
Favorite mobile service has done it again. Now you can buy cash power with your Q-Money account free of charge. Yes, you heard me right. For free. Nothing is cheaper than free. So start buying your cash power from the comfort of your homes with unbeatable services Q-Money has to offer. With Q-Money, life is easy. Visit your nearest Q-Money agent to cash in or call customer care on 133 for more information. Don't forget to wash your hands with soap after handling cash. Stay home, stay clean, stay safe. Q-Money, Sunyu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that break. Interesting out there, and we are ready to roll. Very, very interesting. But first of all, we'll take a look at the African proverb, Aliu. Can you take us through the African proverb? The one that we have here today is to try and fail. It's not laziness, Aliu. What do you make of this?
Yes, I mean, I think for me, what I take from this thing is that, you know, even if you try and you failed, I mean, that shouldn't discourage you. I mean, perhaps you just need to change your tactics of how you do things. For me, that's my take. So trying and fail, I mean, doesn't mean that's the end of it. You know, you should really continue trying and perhaps just change your tactics, and slowly, you know, you will get it right.
Well, for me, when you talk about try and fail, it's not laziness. It's important sometimes. It depends on the individual himself, how you try to perceive this. At times when you fail, you refuse to get up on your feet again and try again. So at some point you tend to relax. At some point you tend to forget everything, thinking that you cannot make it. So at times I think it worth it. I mean, you don't need to relax. You don't have to be a victim of the circumstance. You always have to be there. But let's engage Mr. Ade. Mr. Ade, welcome to the program.
Thank you. And by the way, now that you're the host, do we call you the amazing host?
The amazing. You can call me.
You were the amazing co-host.
You can call me the amazing veteran host.
I think I might very well do that. Yeah. But I tend to agree with you, because I think sometimes when people do something and they fail, they can then start to blame themselves, saying, you know, I didn't try hard enough. But sometimes you probably did do or give your best, but maybe your best just wasn't good enough on this occasion. So, you know, don't despair, you know, try again, and don't think, oh, well, you know, maybe I was lazy the last time, that's why I didn't. So, yes, I mean, it's a difficult one to interpret just, you know, sort of in a singular way, because there are many angles to it, as there are with many of these proverbs. But I think, for me, I tend to agree with the one you gave.
Mr. Ade, don't you think it's important sometimes for you to recognize the efforts of someone? I think sometimes society don't see the efforts. All they see is the success. Yes. When you fail without success, at times people tend to think you are, how do I call it, lackadaisical. You
that
know?
can happen, because, you know, there are many times when it's not just you judging yourself. Society also judges you. And if society thinks, oh, this person, the reason they didn't get it is because they were lazy or they didn't try enough, that can be, you know, quite sort of debilitating, because it could stop you going again or making another attempt. So you're right. I mean, sometimes, you know, the society can be the very harsh job, but I think judge rather. I think the harshest judge should always be yourself. You know, can you look yourself in the mirror and say, actually, you know, I did do my best. I did give it a try, in spite of what people are saying.
I think a tap at the back is sometimes very important. Even if you know your staff is not doing very, very good, but at least try. Well done. It's important. I can remember during my marketing days, I have a very good boss, Mr. Yafa. That's the sales department. If you go with him up country, all that he will tell you, very good. He liked that word, very good. So it motivates us. It keeps us
it
going.
motivates, definitely.
We'll be taking a short break. After the break, then we'll go straight to the newspaper review. Yeah, we'll be back.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, QMoney and RIA just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from RIA directly into your QMoney account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any QMoney agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, QPower, and other QMoney services. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. Terms and conditions apply. To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back after that break, and of course, wherever you're watching us from, this is QTV's This Morning, and we are sending a good morning. We're saying this morning to all our viewers, especially those watching us from the Philippines, the USA, and of course, those watching us live from the UK. And we will go straight to the newspaper review, Mr. Cisse. Should I call you Mr. Cisse? Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Ibrahim Abande. Well, viewers, welcome back from that break. You're watching This Morning, and we're broadcasting live from our studios here on Karaba Avenue. Well, the headlines today, we have IEC nominates 6 and rejects 15th aspiring candidates. We saw GANU, 5 others join NPP after their disqualification by the Independent Electoral Commission. And we're saying Barrow and Papa Falls declared assets revealed. Jar Oil rebuffs Team SFL criticism. So basically, those are the major headlines on the Standard newspaper. And also, the EU election observer mission to the Gambia deploys 16 long-term observers to the Gambia.
Well, interesting.
Interesting. And also, Gambia-China signed 1.2 billion economic and technical cooperation agreement.
Okay.
Mr. Ade, that's the headline. IEC accepting 6 nominations and rejecting 15.
Yes, and before I get into that, just to say, echo what Balde said, I think Aliyu, Esso, and CDC, they did a fantastic job. It was a marathon job. It was hot, but they kept their cool somehow and managed to bring, fantastic coverage. So just want to go on record and saying, we really appreciate what you did.
Thank you.
And when the dust had settled, this is where we found ourselves. 6 standard. All the others. And to be honest, I was asked by somebody who does a Gambian website from Sweden, and I said, I was quite brutal. I said some of them were wasting our time, really, by coming and nominating. And I think part of it is the bar has been set very low in terms of the fee, 10,000. There were some that had no business contesting or saying they wanted to contest. They came ill-prepared. They didn't even engage with the press. And there was a time, I think Esso made the comment on more than one occasion, you have a worldwide audience watching, and you're asked, present yourself, tell them why you should be president. And many of them did not take that opportunity. The ones who did, it turns out, are some of the 6 who got accepted.
At some point, I said to myself, it's the fee anyway. I think we all know previously it wasn't like this. I mean, when you talk about nominations, you find only few people trying to contest for the presidency in the Gambia.
Because the fee was $1 million.
Yes. So it's a bit different. And of course, the agenda. I mean, give us your agenda. What is your political agenda? Most people were not able to express themselves.
They could not articulate that. You are coming for the highest office in the land. You have to be able to grab the opportunity, say to people, this is why you should vote for me, this is why it matters. And many of them did not take that opportunity.
And what in fact surprises me, you will realize that most of them, they have so many things, one thing in common. It's either they don't meet the 5,000 requirement of registered voters, or some, they might have gotten the 5,000, but not as the law dictates that you should get at least 200 registered voters in all these 7 administrative regions.
That's right. I mean, and for me, I felt that once you know that that is the position, you should withdraw. You should not wait to be disqualified, because it's there in black and white. We'd studied it. We knew what the criteria was. Yes, it's 5,000, but you have to have at least 200 from each of the administrative regions.
Well,
and people did not have it. Just quickly, one of the ones that really shocked me was the letter from people who belonged to parties nominating them. That's there, it's clearly there. You have to have a letter from the party nominating you. Some of the oldest parties in the country, their aspirant did not have that letter. I found that quite shocking.
Well, the most shocking rejection is CA, which party claims to be there for the youths, and at the end of the time, they were not able to comply with Section 42 of the Electoral Act. That is, I think they all have, just like Aliu mentioned. Yes. So it's really shocking, Mr. Ade.
Yeah, it is shocking because, again, as you say, when I heard that, Banjul was where they sort of fell, I thought, could they not really get 200 signatures from Banjul? I know there's been talk since of people saying they're going to appeal. At least 2 of them saying they're going to appeal their disqualification. But, that's quite surprising. And I actually like the fact that the IEC insists on this, because if you want to be president, you have to be president of the whole country. It means you have to have support from all regions, not just one, which might be a power base, wherever that might be. And so, yes, I think it's good that they insisted on this. And yes, I was surprised at some of the ones that
Let's take a look at Mr. Sow, who is accused of forgery. I mean, do you think that's fair to our electoral process?
Well, it's fair in the sense that he was weeded out. I gathered that there were far too many instances of some of the nominees where there were no signatures, there were just fingerprints. Now, fingerprints, you can accept some, but not when they apparently ended up being in the majority. Then there's some suspicion, because how then do you check 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 fingerprints? It's almost impossible. And so, that one, I think, it's an offence under the Act, and it will be interesting to see whether there's going to be a prosecution as a result of it.
You talk about the 10,000 and 5,000. For many, as you said, the requirements is quite low. Don't you think it's high time we try to look at the issue of the electoral reforms? But as you said, there's the highest office of the land.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be an office where every Tom, Dick and Harry just jump and say they want to be president.
Because, it's funny, because in a way the reason they've made this is because they want to democratize the thing, democratize the democracy and also the application process. So what you have is they bring down the fee. We had 26 people initially, and then it was whittled down to 23. Yeah. That's far too many for a country like the Gambia. But then again, this is a country of only over 2 million people, and we have 18 registered political parties. So I'm not sure whether it's a good thing that there are that many political parties in the Gambia. But as we've seen, even with that, many of them are now forming alliances and coalitions. So, why didn't you just join that party in the first place? Why?
Let's talk about the guy who said he will fence Gambia and Senegal border.
Mamadou Ba, I think he's also been disqualified.
Yes.
And we will get a story where we have seen some of them now joining the NPP. But for now, let's focus about the nomination, those who have been disqualified and accepted. 6 have been accepted, and most of them are not new to Gambian politics. I mean, we've seen GDC's Mama Kande, lawyer Usainu Dabo of the United Democratic Party, Adama Barrow of the National People's Party, Esambai Fall, an independent candidate, and Abdullah Jame of the National Unity Party, and Khalifa Abubakar Saleh of the PDOIS.
And well, that guy, the National Unity Party guy, I mean, I think most people were not having confidence in him. But unfortunately for him, he was nominated.
He got over the line,
yes.
Which was, the bar that was set.
Yeah.
And yes, so now you have these 6. I guess the only one who's kind of brand new would be Essa Fall.
Essa and Abdullah Jame.
Yes, Jame,
but the other 4 have really contested.
They've all either they've contested or they've been around the block a few times. So it's an interesting mix.
So Essa Fall is the new baby.
And
Abdullah Jame. Because for Mama Kane, this is the second time he's contesting. He contested in 2016. Lawyer Usainu Dabo, this is going to be the 5th time he's contesting as president. Adama Barrow, this is going to be the second time, but the first time under the NPP ticket.
Party, yes.
That's right.
Yeah. And Essa Fall for the first time, independent. Abdullah Jame the same. Khalifa Saleh is also not new to contesting elections. So.
Interesting. So, Ali, what do we have on the paper again?
Yes, the other one we have Ganu, 5 others join NPP.
When this was when this was first mooted that there was going to be an presidential election and so on, straight away I have to say colleagues, Mamadou Mbodj, Gajaga, they started saying, it's going to come down to 5 or 6. Right from the off, they said that. And this is where we are now, because what you get is that some of the ones who know they don't have a chance decide, okay, we'll join with somebody else. We had it. I mean, the last time the coalition that was formed was obviously to defeat Yahya Jammeh, the sort of authoritarian and stroke dictatorial rule. And that happened, and it achieved its aim. And now you have different coalitions and, of course, different interests that people are seeking.
According to Haidara, he said he wants to at least enforce. He also wants to be part of the development process that President Adama Barrow is doing.
That is Sekti and Haidara of the Gambia Alliance
for National
Unity.
That's the reason, yes.
And not only him, we've seen other who were aspiring to be contest as an independent candidate. We have seen Tamsir Jassy, Matthew Gomez, Dr. Amadou Kante, and Mamadou Ba, Mohamed K.S. Kamara. All these will have endorsed the NPP. And
they've said for similar reasons. And when Mr. Mbodj and I were discussing on Week in Review, I said that in Sierra Leone, the law allows the president to actually appoint somebody from the opposition to a ministerial post. And it's happened several times in Sierra Leone. I'm not sure it's ever happened here. it might have.
Well, according to what I heard, I mean, it happened during the time of Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. Well, he will also send appointment letters to other
Opposition.
political parties.
Yeah, and so, you know, it makes sense, you know, and it makes sense in Sierra Leone because really, if you look at it, it's almost impossible that all the people who have all the good ideas belong to your party. There must be people who are in opposition who have good ideas for the country's benefit, and if that is the case, bring them on board. It's not, you're not trying to create a one-party system, but at least people with good ideas, you bring them on board and help.
Well, Mr. Ade, that is very difficult, especially in a country like the Gambia.
Why is it difficult?
It is very difficult here. Here, parties regard themselves as enemies. Even if you send appointment, for example, President Adama Barrow to appoint someone from another party, this guy might see that as, I mean, he might not be okay with that. I don't think that.
Well, you know, one of the ones who did not make it through had said that, you know, I've been around the world, I've visited different countries, and I'm going to bring development, I'm going to electrify the whole of Gambia, I'm going to build 4,000 affordable homes a year for the duration if I'm president. And he then said, maybe he didn't mean it, but he said, and I'm bringing this win or lose. Okay, he's lost. Now, is that guy going to bring, because he said there were people willing to fund this. Now, is he going to bring that on board to whomever is the winner? They should call him out on that. And anybody else who says, I'm doing something for the benefit of the Gambia. And if I send you an appointment letter and the fact that you are in the opposition and you turn it down, I want the country to know, because, you know, then you're after self-interest, not the interest of the country.
Absolutely. It's very
yeah,
important.
but looking at this now, all these aspiring candidates all now endorsing the president. Will this in any way boost the chance of President Barrow getting elected?
Because it's a kind of double-edged sword, because what it will do is that those on the other side, they might then start forming alliances of their own to counter that. So that always tends to happen when people think, oh, okay, you're getting all this support. Okay, well, I'm going to throw my support behind somebody I think might be a legitimate challenge to you. And so that's what that might prompt, and that's what might happen.
Well, I mean, I think it's also important. Might be these political parties, they realize that maybe changing president, maybe every election will not help this country. So what is important, let us join this guy so that he can win for the second time, at least continue his development.
I'm smiling because Cape Verde has changed president in its last 5 elections, and it's the most developed country in our sub-region. So that's not an answer. I'm sorry.
Well, at some point, it will be said, changing a president every 5 years, I mean, it's not good for a country.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. It is good for a country.
It is good for a country. Are you sure it's good for a country?
I'm giving you the example.
Well, I think it depends.
The best run country in West Africa has changed presidents
the
last 5 elections.
Maybe it depends on the mentality of the people of that country.
Yeah.
It's not just a matter of changing. Maybe Cape Verde can change president.
Look, I accept that that's why people will join a coalition and say, look, and there is logic to it, because if you think somebody has started a development agenda that's good for the country, then of course people will say, look, why do we need to change? Let this person carry on with the development that they're already bringing. And that's, of course...
Well, I mean, my problem here is with all these people who are now endorsing the president, these were people who had come express interest in removing somebody they said wasn't doing well, and now they're joining him. Yeah. Was it because Barrow wasn't doing something right, or they were not right?
I think it's, you know...
Well, I think that calls for a critical thinking.
No, yes, it's you know, the thing about, you know, politics, you know, no permanent friends, just permanent interests. I think, you know, they might think that, okay, yes, I might have said I'm going to remove it, but, you know, even what I'm saying is that they might say that if I join him, I might influence him towards the direction that I think will be for the benefit of the country. And so for some of them, that will be why they want to join.
Well, interesting. What do we have again?
Yeah, the other one, we are talking about, you know, Barrow and Falls declared asset met revealed by some of the media houses, but we have seen the spokesman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Pamakan Khan, he's not really in support of this idea of publishing the assets of these candidates because they have a right of privacy.
Exactly. Well,
it's a difficult one. The argument in this and in other countries, again, we keep talking about the highest office in the land. It's about transparency. If you want to be my president, I need to know, what your assets are, so that at the end of your term I can compare. It's very much a thing that it happens in many other countries.
Mr. Ade, I am not in support of maybe not showing the people what you have. It's important. If you are to be our leader, I think it's important for you to tell us this is what I have, so that you can be held accountable.
Well, when in America in the last 30 years, do you know that only one president has not declared his assets? And do you know who that president is?
In the U.S. Can you tell us?
It's Donald Trump, the man who brags that he's a billionaire. He's the only one who has not released his tax return in the last 30 years of the American presidency.
Well, don't you think he is confident?
So
because everybody knows.
He's not the billionaire he makes himself out to be.
Because just to go further and just quote Pamakanka, what he said in this interview with the Standard newspaper, he said, one of the requirements is for aspirants to declare their assets to the IEC, but not for publication. If a candidate chooses to share his or her assets information to the public through the media, that is fine.
Sure.
But for those who choose not to, have a right to privacy, and theirs must not be published without their consent. In any case, the law does not require the IEC to publish their assets declaration.
That's right. You declare to the IEC, but what happens is, of course, unlike many other countries, in the Gambia you have this public scrutiny. So once people have filled in their form, you can go and scrutinize. You can say, oh, this person is a dual citizen. Why are they being allowed to stand? Or this person has 15 other houses that he or she has not declared. And those things it's unusual in that sense, but you're right. It should be declared to the IEC, and the IEC can do the scrutiny. But, like I said, you're going for the highest office in the land. People want to know.
Well, I think, people knowing what you have as a presidential aspirant, it's
good and bad.
It's not. I think it does more good than bad, Mr. Ade. I don't think it's a big deal. I can remember there was a person, the journalist one asked Esa about his asset, and he said he have sent his asset declaration to the IEC. So,
which is what the law requires. The law does not say you have to stand up and tell the public how much what your sort of worth is. And so the law says declare to the IEC. He and others declare to the IEC. And even the president, when the president was asked about that, when he came out having filed his nomination, somebody asked him, are you going to declare your assets? Because one candidate had gone public with his. And he was kind of forcing the others to do that. But the law doesn't require that. The law says declare to the IEC, and they all have complied with that.
Interesting. You're watching This Morning here on QTV, and of course I'm with Aliou Cisse, my colleague, and of course Mr. Ade, our only Mr. Ade Drame. Aliou, what do you have?
Yes, we have seen the GMC, My Party, Citizen Alliance, Dr. Ismail Cisse, Gambia Action Party have appealed against the decision of the Independent Electoral Commission to disqualify them. And
for some of them, you would expect that they would appeal. For others, I'm surprised, because the ones who are appealing, the grounds on which they failed seem fairly clear. They were not able to meet the signatures in certain parts. They, however, have gone on social media and on other media houses to say, actually, we have met that. So one is rather curious as to, so why were you disqualified if the IEC says you did not meet that? So it's a kind of he said, she said. So it's going to be quite interesting to see whether they are successful in their appeal.
Yes, and I was surprised to see my party. He was very quick to record a video. Showing people that he's going to appeal. Yes. And he said he rushed to the IEC the same day, but they were closed.
Because I think the law said that they would be there till midnight. But they weren't, according to him.
It's interesting, Aliu.
It is.
And even the Gambia Action Party, whose candidate was rejected because of a forgery code, I mean, he's also denying this claim by the Independent Electoral Commission.
In his instance, I'm not surprised because it's quite an accusation for you to be labeled a forger to the whole world. You know, if I were in his shoes, I would want to clear my name. So again, it's going to be quite interesting to see but they were quite brutal in mentioning it.
Yes.
That no, actually, forgery.
So what is he going to do? I am not that type of person. I don't do that.
Well, maybe he has the evidence.
Well, okay. All right, Aliu.
Yes, and now to, you know, because observer missions are very critical during elections, just before, during elections, and we have seen the European Union to send an observer mission.
Yes, when I read that, I smiled, and I actually wanted us to cover this because you never hear about Gambia sending an observer mission to the EU or to England to observe their elections. It's always people sending stuff to observe ours. So I think from now on, we should be a kind of reciprocal arrangement. If they send an observer mission here, we should send an observer mission the next time they're having their elections. Why not? Why is it always ours that people are coming to observe, you know? I've never heard it before that we've sent an observer mission the other way around. So we always get this. There'll be EU, there'll be from the UN, there'll be from ECOWAS, there'll be from the African Union. I hope we've got hotel space to take all the observer missions that are coming, you know. But you get that in Africa because...
In fact, already some people from the EU were even here to observe the nomination. I saw them at the IEC. They were there.
ECOWAS as well.
ECOWAS.
So
Well, the reason for that, don't you think, I mean, they believe African politics and African elections, sometimes they don't go the way people expect it to go.
I'm sorry to keep mentioning Donald Trump. His election didn't go the way he expected it, and he's still saying he won. So not just African elections, but African elections particularly, there have always been allegations of fraud. Almost every election of the last, I don't know, 10 years has been disputed in Africa, including here in the Gambia. And the last one, you know, Jammeh initially conceded and then changed his mind.
Like we have seen in the US, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He also...
you know, he has still not congratulated Biden on winning, you know. So, yeah, we will always get that because, as you say, in Africa, there tends to be... it's usually a situation where if you have the seat of power, you can manipulate, you can, you know, and that has happened in a lot of countries.
Is it correct for us to call it to monopolize the whole system?
Yes, that's what tends to happen, and that's what the fear is, and that's why we get observer missions sent to all these African countries. But as I said, I think from now on we should make it a reciprocal arrangement. If
Well, yeah, I think it will be fair for us to be sending our people out there to go and observe.
And finally, we have Gambia-China signed 1.2 billion economic and technical cooperation agreement. China are here again, providing 1.2 billion as grant.
Big friend to the Gambia. They've given us lots of medicine, they've given us equipment, they've given us scholarships over the years. You know, China has proven to be a very, very good friend to the Gambia, let's be honest. And this is yet another example. And China's also, I was surprised, our third biggest trading partner. So yeah, not surprising. It's a continuation of a process that's been going for quite a while now.
And this agreement was signed by the Gambia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tangara, and Majian Chun, the China's ambassador to the Gambia.
Yes. Who's become a familiar face on our TV.
Exactly. And like you said, China has been one of Gambia's key development allies since the change of government in 2017.
Yes.
Recently, we've seen the inauguration of the major projects in the Upper River region, about $80 million US, quite a huge project, and they've also been supporting in other sectors,
well,
education.
They've pumped a lot of money when it comes to the COVID-19. We've all seen that. They are very helpful, China.
They have been, and they continue to be, yes.
Yes. Okay, we forgot to at least look at that story, Jar Oil.
Oh, yeah,
Team SFL accused Joel of not selling fuel, refused to sell them fuel.
Yes, I've seen
during
Joel has denied this claim by the team SFL, and then according to Mamadou Hydra, a manager at Joel, he said, and I quote, "It is completely false to say that we refuse to sell fuel to the team SFL simply because that particular day Kambuje was out of fuel. In fact, the only place that was pumping fuel on that day was Banjul."
Banjul.
So
It's one of these he said stories.
Yeah.
And you know, it probably take a while before we get to the bottom of you know what really happened in that case. But it was a surprising allegation for SFL to make so publicly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the manager himself, he said, when it comes to Team SFL, they are one of their regular customers. So how will a businessman forget about your regular customer and go in for someone who doesn't buy from you? So that's common sense. I mean, we need to think about that. I think
and before we go, before Mr. Ade will say we are biased, let's put on sports. Because he is very passionate when it comes to sports, just like I.
So what is happening in the world of sports?
Gambia to play New Zealand in Dubai. This part of preparation.
They're quite a good team, New Zealand, and I think we have to be on our top of our game. We know what happened when we played the Chan team from Morocco. I think some people underestimated them, and you know, we got thumped by them. But I think it's good to actually challenge it. I mean, they're ranked much higher than us in FIFA ranking, New Zealand, and so I think it will be a good test for us if they also send their first team, which is quite a good team.
Exactly, so, they should try and make us proud. I mean, I think the whole country is behind
the Manchester Derby.
Manchester Derby,
quite an embarrassing one.
That was beyond embarrassing, because really, I mean, people know I'm a Manchester United fan, as both of my parents were, and you know, even though it was only 2-0, it could have been 10, and probably should have been 10, to kind of force home the sort of superiority. Manchester United against Man City. United looked like an amateur team. And they were home. It was seriously embarrassing. Having said that, Liverpool, I was pleased, lost yesterday to West Ham after 25 games unbeaten. So that kind of made me feel a bit better.
Interesting. Okay, Aliu, it's time for
that's for the news.
Well, viewers, we'll take a short commercial break, and after the break, the program continues. We'll go straight to what we call the Community Watch, polio vaccine. We'll be back.
Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information.
Cherry. The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in this morning and here on QTV, I am Ibrahim Balde and I'm with my colleague Aliou Cisse. And remember, one-stop water solution. I almost forgot.
I have to remind you.
If Aliou didn't remind me, I almost forgot. One-stop water solutions for all your water filters. They're located at Sukuta Jabang traffic light. Just go, windows up. Clean water, it's very important, Aliou. And now you don't need to worry because One-Stop Water Solution is here to help you solve that. Go get your water filters from One-Stop Water Solutions. And let's go straight to the community watch, and we'll be discussing about the polio vaccine. And we have Mbaye Njai from the Ministry of Health. Mr. Njai, welcome to This Morning.
Thank you.
ñoo woon ne mu ngi jógee Ministry of Health de gis nga masque bi gis nga masque bi
Mr. Njai, in August of this year we saw your office of course through the government of the Gambia declaring a national public health emergency across the country following the confirmation of 2 positive cases of polio type 2 in the Gambia. And at one of these press conferences, your minister, Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate, said the declaration came in accordance with the recommendations of the World Health Organization, WHO, on polio outbreak response standard operating procedures, as well as the International Health Regulation 2005. And now you have rolled out a vaccination which started on the 5th of this month, if I'm right. How is it going?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. Yeah, you're right. The Honorable Minister of Health declared an outbreak following detection of polio viruses. You know, the polio virus, we have different strains. It has about 3 types, and then also some of them they mutate, and then one of the mutating ones, that was the one that we detected in the environmental samples. So when you talk of environmental samples, it's samples that are collected from sewage systems, and then as a WHO standard, if you detect any event relating to such things, you definitely need to declare it as an outbreak, because the sewage system, most of the particles coming into the sewage system are coming from human beings. Like somebody somewhere must have defecated, and then the virus gets into the sewage system. So it's coming from a person, and then we have not yet seen the person who's having this virus. So it's a public health emergency, and that's why he declared it as an outbreak. So because polio has been declared eradicated in the African region, so any event relating to polio is an emergency. It must be declared. So that's why when we detected this, the Honorable Minister declared it as an outbreak. So in responding to the outbreak, you definitely need to do a lot of things, and then one of them is to respond through an effective vaccine. And then one of the vaccines that we know that like it's very, very effective in fighting against polio is the oral polio vaccine. And then the oral polio vaccine, we're going to give it to children that are 0 to 59 months, so that like we improve their immunity, boost their immunity. So it has not yet started. We plan to start next weekend on the 13th of this month, and then we'll be rolling it out all over the country. And then the strategy that we're trying to use is house-to-house strategy. We're going to recruit people, going into communities, and then vaccinate every eligible child in the households. Okay,
let's talk. I'll just draw you a little bit back.
Yeah.
How do you detect the polio? You said something that has to do with sewage system.
Yeah.
For me, my understanding before, I was thinking if a person is having polio, like maybe people that are coming to the hospital, how many people are coming and tested to know whether these people are with the polio virus or not? So how do you detect this?
Yeah. Polio virus affects the nervous system of the human being and then paralyzes them. But it doesn't paralyze everybody. Almost about less than 5% of those that are infected with the virus will get the paralysis. Some will be carrying the virus, but they will be healthy, and then they will not show the signs and symptoms of the virus. This is as a result like of their immunity. Because they have strong immunity, and then this is preventing the virus from invading the nervous system to cause paralysis. But unfortunately for some people, they do not have the immunity, and then the immunity is provided by getting the vaccine. They tend to get paralyzed, and this causes paralysis in most of the vulnerable population. So how we detect it is like polio, once you paralyze, once you get the virus, it weakens the limbs. Like, for example, weakness of the limbs, either hand or leg, and then it comes out with fever and all those things. So when they come with acute flaccid paralysis, then that's the time the clinicians will alert a surveillance officer to say that, like, I've seen somebody who manifests signs and symptoms of polio. But for the environment, because they are not human. So what we do is like we go to the sewage system and collect some samples, and then we take it to the lab, and then the lab will now do the test from this, and then try to identify whether there is any virus or not. So this is how we did it, and then we collected samples from Banjul. Banjul has a sewage system at the Navek site, and then we also have another site where in Agua Gambia Limited here near around Kotu, and then also there is a drainage system in Talinding, draining to the river, Talinding Dar es Salaam. These are the 3 sites that we selected, and then try to be collecting samples there to see whether the virus is still being shared by people. This came as a result of our neighbor Senegal detecting the virus in 2020, because for the Gambia, the last time we saw polio in the Gambia was in 1986. So since then, we have not seen any polio confirmed case. So, but once Senegal, because we are within Senegal, so once there is a case, we definitely need to do extra strategies to see whether our population is also safe. So we are doing AFP surveillance, acute flaccid paralysis surveillance in human beings for children 15 years downwards, and also any adult that manifests signs of polio. But like that's not enough, because like some people may be healthy and you may not see them manifesting the signs and symptoms, but they may have the virus. And when they get in contact with a person who is, or a child whose immunity is not very strong, they will definitely infect that. They can definitely infect the person, and then the person becomes paralyzed. So that's why we said that, like, okay, let's go extra mile and do some sort of environmental sampling. So that's why we decided to. We started it in May, and then on the 6th of May, we started collecting environmental samples. And some of the samples that we collected, usually we send it to the lab, a lab in Dakar. And then that's where the test is done, and then it's confirmed. There's 2 of the cases were confirmed positive. But as we speak now, we have more cases now that we have detected. As we speak now, we have about 10 environmental samples that have been confirmed positive. So which means that there is some form of circulation.
Yes, well, Aliou, before you comment, don't you think Ministry of Health, you were concentrating on the scorpion and you're forgetting the snake, the COVID-19 vaccine? I think people were talking more of COVID-19, and we tend to forget polio, because at some point kids were given the polio vaccine when they go to hospitals.
Yeah, we did not forget about the snake. The snake, the strategy we were fighting the snake was still going on. What happens here is like COVID-19 came in. I know like some of the health systems were definitely affected, but that did not affect severely our routine immunization services. So what I could even say is like, because we have not yet seen it, because surveillance is happening, and then we have not seen it affecting children yet. Maybe it's as a result of, one could deduce that like it's as a result of the strong immunity, the vaccine that we are giving the children, that is protecting them. So because what we realize is like the virus that was detected in Banjul and Kotu, they were linked to the viruses that were detected in Senegal. So it means that like somebody somewhere from Senegal or where traveling, we know like the world now is a global village, so movement is very, very fast. So it could be like somebody have got the infection, came into the Gambia, and then start spreading it as well. Yeah.
Okay. You said, I mean, you're commencing the vaccination on the 15th of this month. Okay. I just want to know, where are you starting?
Yeah, it's going to be across all the communities will be visited, and then across all the regions. It's not by phase; it's across. And then we're trying to make sure that all the regions, all the health facilities, they go out to the communities, starting on the 13th to the 16th, to visit every household in the community to vaccinate them.
13th to 16th.
Yeah, 13th to the 16th.
Is that enough to cover?
Say that again.
Is that enough? 13 to 16. That's just 3 days, if I'm right.
4 days. It's 4 days. 4 days.
Is that enough?
Yeah, it's enough. It depends on your logistics. If you have more logistics, you can reach many people within a short period of time. Well, so that's why we said that like every team will have a vaccinator and a recorder, and then based on the anticipated number of children they're going to vaccinate per day, that's why we're having about almost more than about nearly 600 teams going across the country within this.
Mr. Njai, when you say logistics, sometimes I do not agree. I think this is an emergency, and it is very important when it comes to our health. I don't think there should be something that should stop the Ministry of Health from extending the number of days that they can use to vaccinate these children.
Yeah, it's not, but like based on the plans that we made, we know that like we are targeting about 392,000 children. And then each team is expected to vaccinate within this 4 days period. You're expected to vaccinate about 800 children or more. So it means that based on that, you know that like on a daily basis, if you are in the rural areas, a vaccination team is expected to vaccinate 120 children. And in the urban areas, a vaccination team is expected to vaccinate about 150 to 200 children. So based on that, we strategized that based on our target, we know that like we need this number of teams to be able to complete it within the 4-day period. If we needed more, then it was going to be more teams, and then we're just going to be increasing.
Did you give a target to the people who are going to roll out this vaccination? Maybe a number of children you are going to vaccinate a day. Did you give them a target?
Yeah, that's what the number of days is based on.
Yes, and how do you determine? How do you know this number of children have been vaccinated? Are they given a card?
They have records.
Yeah, we have records. Population tells us that like in every community there is a certain percentage of people that are within these age categories. For example, like we are using about 16% of the population to be between 0 to 59 months. So in every community, based on the population, we just project to say that like this is the number of children that we expect to see. They may be more, they may be less, and that's why we also calculated that, and some will definitely will ensure that like we reach every child.
Are you also targeting the schools?
Yes, we'll be
because, for example, you might go to a community where you might find all the children have gone to school.
Yeah.
So what happened in that case? And perhaps you might just spend 1 day in a particular community. You might go to my community, Dongoroba, where I come from, and you find all our children have gone to school. So how will you vaccinate them?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is like most of those children that are within schools, they are schools within the community. For example, like because we are targeting children 0 to 59 months, and most of them, they do not go to high schools or primary schools. We are only targeting those children less than 5 years. And then like teams have strategized in such a way that like they've identified the schools within their communities, and then try to reach them. And also, if they do not reach the children in the schools, they will reach them in their households. So because it's starting on a Saturday, so most of the children that they will be, they've set their plans, their daily implementation plans to say that like on day 1, team 1 will go to community X, and then community X, from community X. If community X is not going to be completed, they will go back there, and then until they finish that community, they move to the next community.
So, and I think it will be important if you can also use the community radios in the provinces, or even the village heads. Even the village heads, you can talk to the alcalos, and they can communicate to their people that the team will be here tomorrow to vaccinate your children. So I think.
Yeah, we've strategized a lot of social mobilization strategies. One of them is like, as usual, we always, before you go to a village, you definitely need to greet the alcalo. We have the sensitization of the technical advisory committees, whereby the governors are the heads, and then they will invite the head chiefs. The head chiefs also will come, and then like they are sensitized, and then also they give you resources to go back and sensitize their communities. And then like within the municipalities, we also target ward councillors at their municipalities to sensitize them, and then also they will also go down to sensitize their different influential people, the AI companies, the youth and women mobilizers, and all those things. So radios also, as we usually do, we have the media briefing with the media fraternity, and then like from there also there are a lot of programs, community radio programs that are definitely ongoing, and then they have definitely started the sensitization a long time ago as well.
What message do you have for those who might be out there and might be skeptical about this vaccination? Like we have seen in the COVID-19, we had so many people who were there doubting how safe is the vaccine. What's your mistake to
Let me add to that, because right now, I mean, people might think we're using the vaccination now to roll out the COVID-19 vaccine. So it's important for you to clarify that.
The vaccine that we are giving out it's safe. It has been tested and safe to be used. It's the same type of the oral polio vaccine that we give during our routine clinics, like every week, every day, on daily basis. Health facilities will go around to certain clinics and conduct outreaches and vaccinate children. And every child that goes there, almost every child that goes there, is given 2 drops of polio. And it's the same type of polio that we are just giving. We're doing this to strengthen their immunity, to boost their immunity, so that like the virus will not affect them. We have not yet started seeing it in affecting human beings, but we do not want to say that like, okay, our routine immunization service is strong, so let's just sit down and wait. But we definitely need to make sure that we boost immunity among the most vulnerable population, which are the children under 5 years, so that they get protected against the virus.
Okay, let's take a look at polio. Polio, is it curable, or it can only be preventable?
Yeah, polio virus cannot be, once you are infected, it cannot be cured. So once the paralysis is done, then there is this is irreversible. So the only measure that we can do is like to prevent it happening. So we have seen lot of paralyzed people around the communities, and then most of them have been as a result of the polio virus. So what we are saying is like the most effective way of preventing polio viruses is by getting the vaccine. And that has been our weapon in the Gambia. That's why since 1986 we have not seen the virus, because the expanded program on immunization started in 1979, and then there were a lot of polio activities, vaccinations happening in the communities, and polio virus was definitely one of the first antigens that were introduced. And let's say now almost every child that was born between 1979 up to date must have received polio vaccine. And then this has definitely improved their immunity and prevented them from the virus. So it's safe, and then we definitely advising communities to accept the vaccination teams when they come to their houses, so that they vaccinate these children to protect them against the virus. So polio, just as you said, it's transmissible by the fecal-oral route, and then this means like from the environment. When somebody gets the virus, you defecate, and then children will be playing around. They do not clean their hands, wash their hands properly with soap and water, and then they go back and eat. And then once the virus is inside their is on their hands, they eat it, and then it can infect them if they do not have the immunity. So the virus, the vaccine that we have is providing the immunity along the gut. So that's why we have two types of the vaccine, the injectable one and the oral one. But the reason why we are still insisting on the oral one is because the virus enters through the mouth. It doesn't enter anywhere else other than the mouth. So and then it goes into the stomach and through the and then the bloodstream. So if you have the vaccine, it will provide the immunity along the gastrointestinal tract so that like the virus will not have the potential to invade into the blood system. So that's why we're advising everybody, all the children, every parent and caregiver to ensure that like your child is protected against the polio virus by ensuring that like they get the vaccine and when the campaign starts, and also continue going into the routine services because the routine services is the gold standard because we do not have the resources to be conducting campaigns every time. So, but if the children are going into the clinics and get their vaccines, then definitely some of these vaccine preventable diseases, we will not see them in the country.
Well, I've seen a person, she got a child, and I asked her, have you been taking her to nurse? She said, for the past 6 months, I've never stepped at the nurse. So don't you think that child might be open to many diseases?
Yeah, that child is vulnerable. Yeah, so I would definitely want to trace that child and ensure that like that child is definitely vaccinated. Because like every child, when you are newly born, before you leave the clinic, they'll give you 3 types of vaccines. That is the polio vaccine, the hepatitis B vaccine, and the tuberculosis vaccine. This every child that is born in the clinic before they leave, health workers will definitely vaccinate the child because these are
some are born at the clinic. I know.
Yes, and this child is not born at the clinic.
Yeah, so that's the reason.
Born at home.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yes,
so that's why now we are encouraging every mother to get once your labor your delivery time is due, you definitely go to the nearest health facility to deliver there, so that like the labor, there are maybe some complications we may and then health workers will definitely help. But in addition to that, also the vaccination also is very, very important to start protecting the child.
So what can we do now to prevent ourselves and prevent our children from polio?
Yes, what we can do now is to ensure that like we get our children vaccinated, accept the vaccine once the vaccination teams come into the households. And then also as parents, we encourage our because some of us are mainly civil servants going to work, but we definitely ensure that like our wives take the children take our children to the clinics to get them vaccinated. So these are things, and then also in addition to that, personal hygiene is very, very important. I said that like it's fecal-oral transmission, and most of the diseases they could be prevented if we practice simple
polio, COVID-19.
Okay, so personal hygiene is also a very important thing that we definitely need to continue. And then environmental sanitation, open defecation, like you can see that like if people should be defecating in the environment openly like that, an adult may get the virus, but you may not get the disease because like you have your immune system is strong. But the young ones that have not got that strong immunity may go into the bush also and be playing there, and then unfortunately they meet with the virus and then they get ingested and then they become infected.
And
so
these children, they move about everywhere.
Yeah, they move about, especially the ones are above between 3 and 5 years. So and then most of the cases that you see affecting children are within these age categories. So definitely encouraging mothers and caregivers.
Interesting. I hope the Ministry of Health will go to the remotest village in this country to roll out the vaccine. We just don't want you to stop around the rural area and the urban area.
Yeah, as far as Bolibana, Nyamanari.
Very, very far places.
So what we're doing is like every health facility in the country is developing a micro plan. Has developed already their micro plans, and then in the development of the micro plan, you list out all the communities within your catchment area. And then like even as far as Bolibana, you're talking about in Koina catchment area, Fatoto catchment area, and all those areas, there are health facilities that are serving them. And then they know the communities, and then they listed all the communities and identified a strategy when and where and who should visit those communities. So we assuring everybody that we are not going to leave any community behind. Every corner of the country will be visited by the vaccination teams to vaccinate these children. So we are just going to be like soldiers searching for children 0 to 59 months. And then to search that, you need to go into everywhere, not only in the communities. You go into the markets. Some mothers will be selling in the markets and they'll be going with their children. Some are traveling, like crossing the ferry, and then also going to the garages and all those things. So if you are missed in the household, you definitely be captured
so
in the
you target them everywhere.
everywhere. And then like to identify that this child have been vaccinated, because like if you do not make an identification, so you may be vaccinating people continuously. And then so what we're doing now is like every child that is vaccinated, the left index finger will be marked with an indelible ink. And then that is what to identify that like, this child has been vaccinated. So this one also, we are not going to stop there just to vaccinate them and then leave that. But we also have monitors, so supervisors going around the communities and trying to ensure that like every child in the community is vaccinated. So they will go into the households and search for these children and try to see whether there is any child that has not been finger marked. So if a child is not finger marked, they assume that this child has not been vaccinated, and they will call the vaccination team to vaccinate.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Mbai Jai for coming on this
Thank you very
program.
much.
I
Thank
hope people will accept the vaccination, because it's very important. Well, viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, then the click segment is here. And be reminded, One Stop Water Solution, Aliu, I don't have to forget. I don't have to forget One Stop Water Solution for all your water filters, dispensers. They're here for you. They are at Sukuta Jabang traffic light. So be there. Just go and window shop and see what you'll get for yourself. We'll be right back after the break. From the break, then the click segment. We'll be back.
Right time, right place, right price. Promote your product, business, and brand to millions of viewers nationwide or across the globe. Call QTV Marketing on 32-44444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm for all your advertisement needs. QTV Gambia, right place.
Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, Q Money and RIA just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from RIA directly into your Q Money account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any Q Money agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, Q Power, and other Q Money services. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply. To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Your favorite mobile service has done it again. Now you can buy cash power with your Q Money account free of charge. Yes, you heard me right. For free. Nothing is cheaper than free. So start buying your cash power from the comfort of your homes with unbeatable services Q Money has to offer. With Q Money, life is easy. Visit your nearest Q Money agent to cash in or call customer care on 133 for more information. Don't forget to wash your hands with soap after handling cash. Stay home, stay clean, stay safe. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow.
out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information.
Cherry. The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Welcome back from that break. We are back again in the studios, and it's time for the click. And of course, be reminded, Aliu, one-stop water solutions. We don't have to forget. One-stop water solutions. Man, I Windows up. Why don't you go Windows up? For all your water filters, and of course, they are located at Sukuta Jabang traffic light. Go get your dispensers. Now you don't need to complain about not getting good dispensers, and of course what we call water filters. And Ali, it's time for the click segment. Buba Fati is here.
I'm in the studio, man.
Welcome. Man, long time, man.
I think we should go do some shopping first.
Yeah.
At One Stop Water Solution.
Definitely. I hope you got
For
your
real, man.
dispenser.
Not yet, but I'll get mine.
Man,
as
go
well,
try it.
as soon as possible.
Yes, welcome back after a 1 week break.
It's a week. It's a 1 week long. We've been relaxing, not actually relaxing in the sense, but we've been busy with the election stuff that were going on actually. And then today again, it's another episode of your entertainment click segment that comes your way on the morning show. I'm Skengman Sweezy, and my guest in the studio today is Sihoyafa. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you so much, Mr. Skengman.
It's a pleasure, bro.
Thank you so much for having me. And also to Banna and Aliu, I want to acknowledge your presence as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to have you, man.
We're going to talk about your project you're working on and the video you've dropped not long ago.
Okay.
But first of all, we're just going for a quick music break. But when we're back, then the discussion continues.
It's high time we empower the youths.
I want every Gambian that has a standard project to be registered in finance.
Your Excellency, these are the most recommended fashion designers in the country. Most classic and indicative.
Can we have both them on board?
Yes, sir.
Make it work.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
It is dispatched in the second.
Okay. So that means welcome.
Records, baby. Mashallah. 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 Teach you. Hey, the way you next the money sense. Khalis bangi teku kisma felu fi manke. Do yi commence parte. Se quelque set se wula te xamal ne mu ci mande. Boy. Khalis ci sama boss. Te bokkulo si mag sama gaay yi ñun rek ay nos. Boy, tell him I am the boss. Ma fi tëj na ruñ ko defaraat moo tax sa gaay loos. Ay, do yi ma leen di faj te bés bu ne bu ma doon génne son bu bees taxul ma rëcc no. Ay, nangu xolin do yi mel ni sàcc te boo waxee ne xamoo si hu yaa fa dangay kàcc. Mashallah, 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 mashallah. Mashallah, mashallah, style be mashallah, flow be mashallah, bad be mashallah, car mashallah, style be mashallah, flow be mashallah, bad be mashallah, car mashallah. Waxolutul waxi bitch, if you ain't talking about the money, na ko di wax dëgg. Boy, bu ma laate bu ma jege, rolak boy yu mel ni yéen déedéet yàlla tere. Xol mag sama ambiance. Yag sa wiu mel ni auto ambulance. Taluma lu dul samay fans. Jega si leen ma ñu dance. Te boo jëndul ticket nga giseek man danga am chance. Style be mashallah, flow be mashallah, bad be mashallah, car mashallah. Mashallah, flow be mashallah, bad be mashallah, car mashallah, 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 mashallah.
That's Siwu Yafo, man. You know, I once told you the sexiest Sarahule actually.
Man,
Ali was dancing. Ali was dancing. Why Siwu made?
No, that's it. I love the show. I love this
Don't
music.
get it dancing. Watch it for the fashion.
No, I want to hear this up. Ali Musuma feature. Musuma is Ali feature. Take feature now. And somebody, Mr. President. I never knew you were the president of the Gambia.
Someone just called me the sexiest Sarahule.
Exactly. They said you're the sexiest Sarahule. Let's talk about the video, bro.
Yeah.
How does the video come about, and who did the production for the song?
First of all, the song Mashallah is Mashallah. It's like Mashallah. This song is talking about self-love.
Yeah.
You know, that is why at some point I say, style be Mashallah, flow be Mashallah, bad be Mashallah, because I believe in people that believe in themselves. And I feel like you have to believe in yourself first.
Yeah.
Even if people don't give you compliments. I'm not saying nobody's giving compliments.
Of course.
But yeah, you have to be able to compliment yourself first. Yeah. And
Now,
it was produced by Donman and Stylish. The beat was made by TGB and video by XD.
I saw you rapping on the song as well, man. I never knew you were
Yeah,
a
it's
rapper.
trap. I'm versatile, bro.
For real, man.
For real, man. That's why I say, waxolutul waxi picture. If you ain't talking about the money, neko di wax dega. Bul ma laate bu ma jege. roll ak boy yu mel ni man déedéet yàlla tere.
Sexy Sarahula.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the label, bro. 220 Music. You've been signed to Oliver not long ago, and you've been doing some work with them as well. How's it going so far?
It's going very good, man. Shouts to 220 Records, the whole team. You know, shouts to L Boy and MJ. They've been very supportive as well.
So, I heard you're working on a project as well.
Yeah.
And you've been traveling a lot from Gambia to Senegal.
Yeah, that's because most of my songs I'm doing them in Senegal, and some of my videos are gonna be shot in Dakar as well.
You working on an EP or an album?
Just singles and videos for now.
Any
but I have the album done already.
Okay, let's talk about the album itself. What is the name of the album?
I did not make up my mind first. I have a collection of ideas. I have like 4 to 5 names.
That you want to give to the album?
Yeah, me and my team, we're gonna see which one is best.
No, but I think as well you should tweet it and get the audience of other people as well.
Yeah,
and see how best they can
that
help with it as well. I think it makes sense as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So how many songs are in the album?
15.
15 songs. Yeah. Gambian artists are doing great. Seriously, you guys are doing great, man. 15 songs from the album. That is huge, man. Any international collabos?
Yeah.
With who?
It's gonna be a surprise.
No, we should. Let's talk about it. No. This is the morning show, bro. This is the morning show. Let's talk about it.
But once I say it, then it's not going to be
just
fun
give us
anymore.
one name from the collabos.
We have Dizekha.
Okay, is it Senegalese?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been listening to Dizzy since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So in 2016, when I went to Senegal, I was like, I want to have a song with him, you know. So I did my part in 2018 after I graduated and everything. Yeah, because I was going to college in Dakar, the British Business College.
Yeah.
So I had the chance to meet many Senegalese artists as well. So he has been my favorite rapper from Senegal. So
and you were once signed under the Faramalan recording label.
Yeah, we had a contract.
Okay, so how?
It was a contract of it was a couple of songs.
You didn't decide to extend the contract after
No, it was up to them.
Okay, it was like their decision to extend or not.
It was their decision.
But they didn't extend anyway.
No, they didn't. It was just a contract. Not I was not really signed.
Okay.
It was just a contract. Yeah.
Okay, but you did some songs with them and some videos as well.
Yeah, we did.
So, are you planning on having any collabos with Wally Seca, Gambian's favorite?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm open to explore new music as well. So yeah, why not?
And
let them expect big collabos.
Yeah, from the album itself.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Gambian music industry. A lot has been going on. We've seen so many artists trying to fill the stadium with massive crowd as well. And this Saturday it was really surprising. T Small had a lot of people that come out to show some love as well. You know, what is your take on the Gambian music industry?
I feel like we've grown really fast in just less than 5 years. Because it was really slow back then, but for now the music is really expanding because Gambian artists are going for bigger things now. You know, we don't mind investing way too much in music videos. You know, so I think the audience as well, they know music. You know, you cannot fool a Gambian anymore.
Exactly,
it
was not before.
At first they can just dance to a song.
Yeah.
But now they're gonna have to listen to you because they know music now.
It's changing, man. The music industry is really changing.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about you yourself. We all know you've conquered the Gambia. You have a lot of fans. You have a lot of fans in the Gambia, actually. Are you targeting outside as well, like Ghana, Nigeria, other places?
Yes. I have. I believe that when you're singing in your own language, because most of the time I sing in Wolof because I'm more fluent in Wolof, doesn't mean I cannot sing in English as well.
I know.
Because I've written a couple of songs, strictly English, targeting the international market. But at this point, I feel like you can also sing in Wolof or Sarahule, and it's gonna blow.
But I've never heard you sing in Sarahule. And you
I did. It's on YouTube.
Give us a freestyle from that song.
Sheri anyaning sondo meng anyaning khana yeah.
Oh,
I think I should learn
and the reason why I don't mostly sing in Serahule is because I'm not too fluent in Serahule. I was raised by my mom. My mom is Fula, you know, and I speak better Fula than Serahule. Yeah.
I think you should learn. You should learn more.
Yeah.
But we're going for another quick music break, Mr. President. A song done by
Vote for me.
Siwiafa and
vote for
A2
me.
the Fulani King. Let's watch this, and when we are back, we continue the interview, man.
Darling, darling, why you double F? To the flan, yeah. Man mate, sachi yo sa khol. Te dem si ñak jom, say xarit ne nañ la dem bana. Xawmalu si seeni yoon, bëgg naa pour yóbbu la sama gaay ndax yaay doon sama yaay doom. Sa kanam la njëkk a bëgg xool, ma jóge si ay nelaw.
Ñi ni ñale na na mosa dem say man a play. Crop sa mind it tax nga geda, luñ bañ a gis mooy we two together. Hey girl, Oganana, ota di rest girl yola
Tana.
Hey
Ang
man.
wadung kamada, watahulo fusa butanale ala. Darling, darling, go you my darling, darling, my darling, darling. You my darling, darling, yeah. No say me love you so.
We're back,
say
man.
me love you so.
This is the click segment. I'm with Siwiafa, Mr. President. Final words and a freestyle, then we wrap it up, bro.
I just want to say thank you all for having me, and shouts to my my management team. Shouts to 220 Records, and congratulations to the CEO himself, Usman. He just got married to our. Yeah, so
well deserved, man.
We and thanks to MJ and Elba, you know, love you all, and we are fans. I love you all, man.
And from my end, I'm saying bye-bye till I come your way tomorrow. I'm Skengman Sweezy, and this is the morning show on the Click segment.
Yes.
Bye-bye, guys.
Aliu, we are out of time now.
Yeah, my brother, thank you, man. Thank you for coming, man.
for making it happen.
Exactly, for making Aliu dance today.
Yes.
So, no, by the way, keep it up, brother. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, viewers.
I'm not a good dancer, but I hope we'll rehearse together.
Yes. Well, viewers, this is all we have for you on this edition of This Morning. Until we come your way again tomorrow. Remember, one-stop solution for all your water dispensers and filters. They are located at Sukuta Jabang traffic lights. Until we come your way again, have a wonderful day.
yéenoo na ndox mu set te ndox mu set dafa bokk ci dunni doomu aadama te biir kat amul seetu waral na lépp lu fay dugg dafa war a doon li nga xamante ne ni lu indil doomu aadama bi loraange ci wàllu wérugu yaram One Stop Water Solution Limited ñu ngi fii ci biir réew taxaw temm fexe pour gis ne doomu aadama bu ne di nga naan ndox moo xamante ne ni ndex mu sell te wóor la ndax indil nañ leen ay xeetu filtres yi nga xamante ne ni mun ngeen koy jëfandikoo ci seeni pompe yi ci biir réew moo xam booxul ngay jëfandikoo wala pompe nawek yi ne bépp xeetu filtre bi nga xamante ne ni dina la indil wér gu yaram musal la ci loraange amal nañ leen ko ci biir réew am nañ 10-inch filter set of 3 bii nag ñett lay àndal bu ci ne ak li muy liggéey bokk na ci 5 micron pp sediment filter bii nag mooy segg ndox mi ba mu set génne fa lépp li nga xamante ne nii warta ànd ak ndox moomu bala nga koy jëfandikoo. gat granule carbon filtre bii nag mooy segg génne lépp lu xeetoog chemical ak organique yi nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk ci biir ndox mi sellal ndox mi ba waral mu soppi li nga xamante ne moom la ndox mi di saf mu soppi cafin gi def ko ndox mu sell te óor. CTO block carbon filter bii nag du yem rek ci segg ndox mi sellal ko ba mu sell waaye nag daf koy yokk ay ngéneel yi nga xamante ne ni day baax ci wérgu yaramu doomu aadama bi dëgëral waaye tamit yàggal lool sa yuur wi. am nañ tamit 12-inch filter set of 3 boobu it liggéey bu nu mel lay def ñetti filter yépp benn bu ne ak lu muy liggéey. am nañ 10-inch post carbon 10-inch coconut carbon 75 GPD PO1 membrane bi. amal nañ leen bépp xeetu water tank tàmbalee ko ci 500 litres 5000 ba ci 1000 litres ak plumbing fittings. kon nag mbokk yi bu ngeen buggee naan ndex yu sell te wóor seeti leen One Stop Water Solution Limited suñu makkaan bu mag baa nga foofa ca Sukuta Highway Mariama Kunda Johnson wala nga call ñu ci 505 5691 796 8272 One Stop Water Solution Limited ndox mu set mooy yàggal dund ni doomu